record it. It's recording. So this is warm up.
All right. All right, Fusion, let's get into our full body mobility warm-up here. So you can follow along with me. I'm going to take you through our quick warm-up here. Okay, so we're going to start up top as usual. We're going 3 neck circles each direction. Get a nice full range of motion here. Get all warmed up. 3 each way. All right, next we're moving down to the shoulders. Okay, let's get those shoulder rotations. 3 big shoulder rotations each direction. We're not getting the arms into it yet. Make sure we're getting that full range of motion here. Once you're through those, get the arms into it. 3 big arm circles backwards, and then forwards is next. All right, let's move down to the lower back. Okay, let's get those hands up above your head, and we're side bending to the right. Get a good stretch here. After a second hold, coming down to the left side. We're going 3 on each side. Should feel a good stretch here right through your rib cage, up to your shoulder. Nice. All right, next, let's get those hands back up above head, and we're bending down, touching our toes. Couple seconds stretch in the hamstrings, and then we're extending back. Inside. Let's repeat this 3 times. Get a good stretch here, get that back nice and warmed up. Nice. All right, next we're going to do some rotations. So let's get those arms out front, interlock the fingers, and we're rotating to each side. Don't be afraid to lift that opposite heel. Get a good range of motion here. Let's go 5 on each side. Good. Okay, now we're moving down to the hips. So we'll start with our hip circles, or I call them open the gate, close the gate. So standing on one leg, lift that knee up, and we're extending it back like you're bringing your leg over a hurdle. Okay, so once you've gone 3 in one direction, same leg, flip the direction. So start out back, step over that hurdle. Make sure you're getting that knee nice and high. Good. Once you're done there, switch over to the left side, same thing. 3, open the gates. So really get that full range of motion here in that hip. Once you've gone through 3, again, 3 in the other direction. Good stuff. Okay, next one. We're going to get a nice wide stance here. Keep those heels on the floor for the whole motion here, okay? Don't let those heels come off the ground. We're squatting down to one side, nice and low. You should feel a good stretch in the inside of that extended leg. Okay, we're getting that adductor. Couple second hold, coming up to the middle, and going down to the other side. Notice both my heels are still on the floor. Okay, we're going 3 on each side here. Try to get nice and low. Don't let your arms rest on your knee. Really challenge yourself here. Get nice and low. 3 on each side. Keep that chest up. Good. Okay, next one. We're doing some split squats. Okay, so get a nice long stance here. Back leg staying nice and straight. And we're split squatting down. Make sure that knee is getting right above those toes. We're going 5 on each side. You guys should be feeling it nice and tight in your hip here. Once you've done 5, switch over to the other side. Like I said, don't be afraid to get that knee right over your toes. Weight should be in the hip. Good. Okay, next one. We're going single leg RDLs, so single leg deadlifts. Okay, so I want you guys to focus here. Keep those hips square to the ground. So when we come down, don't let those hips open up. We're staying nice and square to the floor. Okay, so we're hinging over, standing on one leg, slight bend in the knee, As you hinge over, other leg goes straight back behind you. Then we're coming back to center. Keep that back nice and straight, nice and tight. Should feel a slight stretch in your hamstring on every rep. Okay, once you've done 3, switch it over to the other side. Make sure those hips are staying nice and square. Okay, as an extra challenge, don't let your other leg touch the floor when you get to the top. Okay, good. There's 3 on each side. Last one, we got ninja squats. Okay, so we're up on our toes. Feet are about shoulder width apart here. Keeping our balance. Don't let those heels touch the floor for the whole movement. Okay, stay up on the balls of your feet. We're squatting down nice and slow. Knees come to the ground. And then we're coming all the way back up. Okay, make sure those knees are coming off the ground at this exact same time. Take these nice and slow. Not looking for speed here. One more. Beautiful. There we go. All right, that wraps up your full body mobility.
All right, so once you guys are done warm up and you've gotten a quick drink of water, we're going to start our mobility. Okay, so we're going to start here with half kneeling shoulder wall circles, which we have done before. So you're just going to go into a half kneeling stance here with your leg that is up closest to the wall. Okay, you're going to start with the arm that's closest to the wall, extend it out, and you're going to essentially draw a rainbow and end with both arms or both hands against the wall. So we're looking not only for a nice swing of the arm, but also a rotation of the upper back. Okay, so you're going to feel this in the upper back region there. So we're going to do 6 per side. A nice small pause at the end here before we bring it back. Okay, so we want it nice and stable at the bottom, and it's just the twisting at the top. So now we're just going to switch to the other side. Okay, bring that leg close to the wall, and again drawing those rainbows ending facing the wall. Okay, so you want to feel that rotation in the upper back. We're going to do 6 of these, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Okay, staying nice and close to the wall. That's it. All right, second exercise is a hip bridge, 1530s. Okay, so we're going to get into a bridge position. We're going to squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up, extend the one leg, bringing it up to the side and back. So straight up to the side as if you're hitting the 15-minute on the clock, go down to the 30-minute on the clock, and then bring it back up. So we're going to do 5 on each side, keeping our hips up, so engaging our glutes the entire time while still getting some good mobility in the hips. All right, so now we're going to switch to the other side. That's it. Extend the leg, lift it up and down. So you want to lower to the side as low as you can while still maintaining square hips. So we don't ever want to rotate our hips, drop our hips to get our feet to touch the ground. We don't want to touch the ground. So you just want to lower until you start to feel yourself twisting, and then bring it back to the 30 mark, okay? So we don't want the twisting. All right, now that we are done with 5 per side, we're gonna go on to our shoulder dislocate. So just grab a broomstick, or if you do have a small PVC pipe here. We're gonna do this though from a kneeling position, okay? So you're gonna have a wide grip of the broom or the stick, and in a fluid motion, We're gonna bring it all the way back, touches your lower back, and the front, okay? So it has to be nice and fluid, all right? And we want our arms to be nice and strong, okay? So we're never bending our arms to get it overhead. If you are finding that, then you need to have a wider grip, okay? So we're going to do 6 of these, working on some good shoulder mobility. All right, that is set number 1. We're going to now head into set number 2. So one more set of everything. So we're going back to our half kneeling shoulder wall circles. So again, set up with our front leg closest to the wall, front, or our arm that's closest to the wall, extended out, and we're going to draw rainbows. If you find that this is too much and you can't quite rotate so that you're facing the wall, grab a ball to put between your knee and the wall so you're further away from the wall. Okay, but otherwise closest to the wall gets you some good rotation in the upper back there. So you're going to do 6 on one side, you're going to switch and do 6 on the other side. All right, so again, that arm straight, drawing that nice rainbow, so a good shoulder circle, but a good twist in the upper back so that you're fully facing the wall by the end, okay? That's important to note, is that you're totally facing the wall while still keeping your lower body facing forward. All right, once we're done 6 of each side, we're going into those hip bridge 15-30s. So again, we want to lift those hips off the ground, squeeze the glutes, extend the leg vertically up and lower to the 15-minute on the clock, swing to the 30 and back up. Again, you're going to try and go as low as you can without twisting the hips, okay? And just above, if you can reach to the ground, you don't want to get to the ground, you just want to get to just above the ground. Okay, you're going to do 5 on one side, and let's do 5 on the other. All right, keeping that leg nice and straight. And again, keep those hips off the ground, squeeze the glutes, and make sure that our hips aren't rotating as we let our leg fall to the side. That's it, so you're going to do 5. Awesome. And lastly, we're going to end our mobility with our last set of shoulder dislocates. Okay, so again, we're doing it from a kneeling position. So now, what I want you to focus on is that pelvic tilt, okay? So I don't want you, when you come back around, as we can see with Brent, okay, we don't want to overarch, okay? We want to engage our core throughout the whole time. So we want to squeeze the glutes, tuck in almost like if you had a tail, you would tuck in your tail, and have a nice neutral spine there, not overarching throughout the movement, okay? And again, you're gonna do 6, making sure our arms are straight and strong, and nice fluid motion. All right, welcome back from your water break. We are now headed into some coordination drills. Okay, so these are foundational drills to get to some jumps and plyometric work later on. All right, so we have Brent here who's helping us out. We're gonna start with some A marches. All right, so you're gonna go a total of about 10 yards. So in your home, if it just means going back and forth, go back and forth. Here, this is about 5, so we're just gonna go there and back, okay? So we're gonna start by first transferring our weight more to the front of our foot, or forefront, okay? And we're gonna just nice and slow do A marches. So a high knee, okay? And slowly walk. So you notice we are using our arms, opposite arm, opposite leg. All right, we are nice and tall, hips up, and I'll move over here, and our foot is flexed. So we'll go again. If you notice here too, the heel is coming up, matching the shin of the other leg, okay? So we're never cycling back, it's up and over to the front. High knee to about hip height. All right, so that is one set. We're gonna do 3 of these, slowly progressing as we go, okay? So while we have this little break, the next one, we're gonna just go a little bit faster, okay? If you find that you can't continue with the form or the coordination of opposite arm, opposite leg, then continue on doing the first set at a slower pace, okay? If you find that you've got that pretty much in hand, then we're gonna go a little bit faster. So we'll get Brent to do the same thing in a march with a little bit of a faster march. So you almost feel like you're gonna add a hop into it, but not quite yet, okay? Same thing, tall upper body, hips up, okay? Our weight is to the front of our foot, and it's traveling along our shin as it comes up with our knee at hip height. All right, so that is set number 2. We've got our last set. Again, if you find you've got that pretty well in hand, like it's easy, you've got the coordination, we've got one more progression for you to try. If not, then continue with what you can do, okay? So now we're gonna do the A skip, all right? So about the same speed, but we're gonna add a hop into it. So Brent is gonna show us, okay? Again, more to the front of our foot. All right, it is a bit of a faster pace, so we want to kind of explode in that. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and our knee is coming up to hip height. All right, you can also see that he was leaning a bit forward, so we're never leaning back, but a little bit forward, so we continue in that forward motion. All right, so those are the 3 sets of our A march. Now we're gonna add in another piece, which is the B march, okay? So we're actually gonna go to the wall for this one to start, all right? So find a wall, okay? You're gonna use your one hand there on the wall just for balance for now, okay? And we're gonna work on our B using the leg closest to the wall, all right? And our other hand can be on our hips or just to the side. So we're gonna start, again, transferring that weight to the forefront, okay? We're actually gonna show you 2 different ways of doing it with how our pelvic is involved. So if you remember that I say, you know, we don't want an arch, or sometimes we do want that arch, or we pelvic tilt, tucking in that tail. So we're gonna have Brent do a B movement with an anterior pelvic tilt, so an arch in the back. So he's gonna go up, out, and down. So you notice he's not able to bring his knee up as high to extend it. So now let's go into neutral. So tuck in that tail, squeeze the glutes, and let's do it again. You can see greater range of motion. You can get that knee out, extend that leg out and down. So in translating that into sprinting or running, he's able to get a longer stride, faster, more powerful. You can go and sprint faster with that, okay? So let's get set up, neutral tilts there, and we're just gonna do this, 10 on each side. So you're gonna bring your knee up, like you did with the A march. You're gonna extend and snap it down so that when you land, the foot is just above the other, just ahead, okay? And again, you're snapping down, so you're just on the forefront of your foot. All right, so let's do the other side. We're gonna do 10. All right, transfer the weight, pelvic tilt, and now you're gonna go up, extend, and snap down. Okay, keeping that leg straight, and snap down so it lands just ahead, ready to move forward. All right, we're gonna do 10. Getting that snap again, really important. First, this knee comes up, okay? We're not doing this, we're doing this, okay? Now, if you found you got that pretty down pat, okay, we're gonna add the arms, okay? So same thing, but we're gonna add the arm swing, opposite leg, and bring it down. Yes. We're going to do 10 each side. Notice that the speed of the arm matches the speed of the leg. Okay, so you bring the arm and leg up, and you snap them both down. That's it. And again, you bring your arm out to about chest, chin height, snap it down to hip, into your pocket. So now we do 10 on the other side. All right, again, you're transferring weight to the front, and you're landing just ahead of your planted foot. Up, extend, snap down. Don't forget about that pelvis. All right, so that is set number 2. Now we're going on to our last set. We're going to progress it even more. Again, if you are still needing to stay at the wall to get that coordination, then stay there and master that. That's awesome. If you find that, okay, you've got this, you've got opposite arm, opposite leg, we're now going to move into the march. So we're going to transfer it into a forward motion. So same thing, opposite arm, opposite leg, snap down both arm and leg. That's it. I want you to pause. Okay, up, down, and pause. All right, so again, you want to focus on planting that leg just ahead of the other one. So we're moving forward and keeping our weight on the balls of our feet. Keeping that pelvis in neutral so we get more range of motion. And getting that arm. So we're going to do 10 yards, so there and back. That's it. Awesome. So again, when you snap down, you're almost like leaning in forward so that you're moving, your momentum is always going forward into the next step. All right, so that is 3 sets of the B. We will master this, so we'll get into a B skip and eventually a B run. So we're going to get into this really well, and you guys are going to do awesome. Okay, so now we're done coordination. Grab some water. We're going to move on to strength. All right, so now we're headed into our strength, but we're first going to work on some movement pattern in our hinge. Okay, so we have done some practicing on hinge with 2 legs on the ground. Now we're going to do with just 1. All right, so make sure you have a dowel or a broomstick at home. Okay, you're going to place it behind your back. You're going to hold it with both hands, one up by your head, one by lower back. We want to make sure we have 3 points of contact on the broom. Okay, we've got your head, we've got your upper back, and we've got your lower back or your butt. Okay, so make sure all 3 are touching. We're then gonna, because it's single leg, we're gonna move 1 leg to the back here. So most of our weight will be on that planted foot, so Brent's left. Okay, now we're gonna head into our hinge. So we're just going to bring our upper body forward, okay, breaking at the hips, pushing our butt back, making sure that all 3 points of contact are still on the broom throughout the movement. Okay, you're going to do 10 on 1 leg. So again, nice upper body, still have a bit of an arch in your back, you feel, to get 3 points on the broomstick. And you're going to go down pushing the hips back, so sitting back, breaking at the hips. Okay, and only a slight bend in the knee so that we're not locking it out, okay? Otherwise, the movement is only in the hips. So now, once we're done 10, we're switching to the other side. Again, weight transfer to that 1 leg. The other leg is behind just for balance. Keeping that contact on all 3 points. If you find that the broomstick is lifting up, it's common on the lower end of the stick, so by the butt, it means you are bending your back too much, okay? So we're not hinging, but we're actually just arching our back, okay? So we're gonna do 10. Okay, nice straight upper body, and then we will, that's set number 1. So we'll go on to set number 2, take a little break, shake it out if you need. Okay, so we're gonna head straight into the second set. This time, we're gonna show you a bit of a progression, okay? So if you find you have good balance now, you don't need that one leg there for balance, we're then gonna do our single leg RDL with the dowel, okay? So we'll probably just show you a couple here. All right, so again, the knee is bent slightly so we're not locking up the knee, but we're hinging at the hips. And you see that the whole body from head to that one foot is moving as one unit, okay? While still keeping that 3-point contact on the broomstick, okay? So it's not moving one, so your upper body and then the back leg. It's all one movement at the hips. So we're doing 10. If you find you've tried this and you're losing your balance the whole time, then go back to this stance and having that back leg on the ground. So we can show you here from a different view. Okay, so it's one movement, weight on that one foot, slight bend in the knee, keeping those 3 points of contact, your head, your upper back, your butt, lower back, as the 3 there. So you're gonna do 10 again on each leg, really remembering this form. Whenever we do a hinge movement, when we say hinge, this is the form we want you to take in that hinge. All right, now that we're done that, we're gonna head into some strength exercises.
Okay, so on to our lower body strength for today. We're going to do 2 movements. We're going to start with a shoulder elevated hip thrust. So what I want you to do here is find, whether it be a chair or a bench, that we can set the lower part of the shoulders on the edge of the bench. All right? Extend at the shoulder so that the elbow is out for support. That will also provide you a little bit of balance. With the foot, I ideally want that shin to be perpendicular to the floor at the top of the movement. So if your feet are too close to your hips, you'll notice that your shin is angled forward towards the wall out in front of you. I want that shin straight up and down. Okay? Elevating the ball of foot is okay, just to engage the heel into the floor when you go to push on the way up. So I want you to take close notice of your hip position here. So if you go into an anterior tilt, you're going to see this big arc. The belly is going to be shooting forward. I want you to maintain a good neutral position. So you're going to see Lisa go into that tuck there, keeping a nice straight line. I want you to maintain that line. So on the way up, pushing through the heels, squeezing the glutes, keeping the core engaged, and then back down. Make sure you move as a complete unit. Don't extend at the hips as you go through that movement. So nice straight lines. We're doing 8 reps here. Don't see a ton of movement in the upper back. You can see as the hips come up, Lisa's chin ends up tucking towards the chest. That's okay. What I don't want you to do is extend through the back. Okay? Keep everything nice and neutral at the top of the movement. Once you're done 8 there, we're going to grab a band and perform hamstring curls. We're going to tuck our feet and loop the band around our feet. Good, so you can see the band is on the outside of Lisa's foot here. and then tuck over top the heels just for some security. Keeping a nice engaged torso, okay, we're going to curl the band towards our hips. I really want you to focus on driving the heels towards the hips. Squeeze the hamstrings. Really think about squeezing the back of the leg to pull the band towards you. Again, we're going to do 8 reps here. Nice solid pause at the top. Feel that contraction, and then back down under control. If we disengage the torso and those hips start to pop off the floor, let's re-engage. Think, squeeze the torso, squeeze the glute, just to make sure we maintain good contact with the floor. That's the end of set 1. Grab a quick drink, we'll go into set 2. Okay, set 2, if you're looking for a little bit of an extra challenge here, if you felt like you could move through that hip thrust without any issues, I want you to grab a dumbbell. You're going to place it right across the top of your hips here. Should feel like it's kind of resting on the abdomen a little bit. All right, as you go through that movement, that weight's going to sit again right on top of the abdomen. You might need to bend at the elbows just to secure the weight if you find a lot of movement there. In any case, same foot position, same pelvic position. We're not starting here at the bottom. We're pulling the pelvis up into a nice neutral position. Pushing through the heels, drive the hips up towards the ceiling. You notice that weight moved once Lisa got to the top, so we're just going to make sure we secure it with fingertips. That's all you'll probably need. Okay, again, you've noticed the upper back isn't moving a whole lot. That chin stays in a nice neutral position when she comes to the top. The focus here is on the glutes, the butt muscles. So at the top, really focus on getting a good contraction there. Once you've done 8 reps, you're going to sit your hips to the floor, move the weight off to the side, and then move on to the hamstrings. If you want an additional challenge for the hamstrings, we have an additional option here. We can do a 1-leg banded hamstring curl. So we're just going to loop the band over top the foot. Okay, same position, engage the torso, engage the glutes, making sure we keep contact with the floor. Our hips aren't popping off the floor. Same thing, think squeeze the heel towards the hips as much as we can. Get that hamstring to turn on. Really feel a good, nice tight squeeze there. And then back under control. Don't let the band rip you back into position. If you are doing 1 leg, you're going to do 8 reps. All 8 reps on one side. Switch feet, and then do the opposite side. Same setup. Neutral head position here. You can use your hands to create yourself a little bit of a pillow. Squeezing that heel as close to your glutes as you can to make sure that we're getting that hamstring to turn on and do some good work here. After 8 reps here, we'll take a quick break and then we'll move on to our 3rd and final set. Okay, 3rd and final set, hip thrust. If the weight was too challenging, leave the weight away and focus on good quality movement, focusing on good contraction of the posterior chain. If you were able to maintain good mechanics, keep the weight or add more if you have more to add. In any case, same setup, same foot pressure coming through the heels, making sure at the top you get a good pause, you feel the glutes contracting here. If you're feeling most of the work being done in the thighs, I need you to check your shin position at the top of the movement. If those shins are angled forward, we're probably going to feel it more in the thighs. If you feel your back performing the majority of this movement, your back starting to get tired, we need to check that pelvis position at the top. After 8 reps there, onto the hamstring curl. If you found 8 reps on one leg to be a little too challenging, meaning you weren't able to get that heel all the way to your hips, go back to the double leg banded curl. For this one, again, make sure the hips stay glued to the floor here, keeping a nice neutral chin. We're not extending the chin up towards the ceiling, looking at whatever is out in front of us. Okay, keep that spine as neutral as possible. Hip stays engaged to the floor and really pushing those heels towards the hips, squeezing the hamstring, feeling that hamstring do the work. 8 good reps here, and then we'll move on. Nice job.
Okay, so for your upper body superset, we're going to start with a military press. We have Joanna doing the advanced version, and then Lisa's going to be doing the regress version. Pick whichever one that you're able to complete with good technique. So in this movement, we are going to take our weight up to the sides, be just above our shoulders. I want you starting by pressing up and overhead and getting that arm in line with your shoulder. We're going to do 8 reps here. So as you come down with the weight, press up and back so that your upper arm is in line with the ear. Squeeze the glutes, keep the abs engaged. Stay nice and tall through that kneeling position. Reach your head towards the ceiling. Nice job. Okay, for your second exercise, we're going to do a vertical pull from the prone or the laying on your stomach position. I want you to anchor a band to a chair or a piece of furniture that is not going to move. All right, get your arms nice and long in that laying down position. While holding on to either end of the band, I want you to drive the elbows right towards your torso. We're going to do 8 reps here. Okay, on the pull, I want you to keeping that arm away from the floor. Ideally, your forearm is in line with your elbow the whole time. We're not rotated. Keeping the abs engaged here, the legs should stay nice and close to the floor. We're not kicking the legs off the floor. Nice job. Okay, for your third exercise in this superset, we're going to do a tricep push-up. All right, we have two versions of here. Again, Joe is going to be doing the advanced drill and Lisa's going to do the regress drill. If you cannot maintain good positioning on the advanced drill, we're going to encourage you to go to a wall and do the exercise that Lisa is performing. With setup here, hands are going to be underneath your chest, or if you're on the wall, they're going to be directly in front of your chest. Hands in line with your shoulders, so somewhat of a closer grip here. We're going to go 6 to 8 reps, all right? So lower yourself towards either the wall or the floor, and then pressing back up and out with the push-up on Joe's end. And then for Lisa here, we're driving the elbows straight towards the wall and extending out. Okay, 6 to 8 reps here, whatever you can do with good technique. Maintaining good core position here, whether you're on the wall, should have a straight line from shoulders to hips. Same thing with the push-up, maintain that nice straight line from shoulders to hips. Again, 6 to 8 reps, whichever allows you to have good technique. Okay, on to your second set of the superset. Back to the military press, dumbbells, and resistance band. Again, focus on good pelvic position. Squeeze your glutes in that kneeling position. Core is on. Go ahead and press. We're starting 8 reps, making sure that that arm goes up and back so that we're in line with the ear here. Keep the core engaged. Don't want those hips hinging back. Staying nice and tall through the top of the head. Nice job. After 8 reps, we'll go right into our second exercise of the superset, the vertical pull. For the vertical pull here, abs are engaged, glutes are engaged, legs are relaxed on the floor. Drawing those elbows straight down in line with the back pockets here. I don't want that elbow rotated as you pull. Stay long through the top of the head, all the way through the heels. 8 reps there, and then we'll move on to our last exercise. That third exercise is going to be our tricep push-up. Again, if we're onto the ground here, making sure you're keeping nice straight lines from head all the way to heels. If you're on the wall, nice straight line, bending the elbows, coming in towards the wall. 6 to 8 good reps here. If you're starting to falter on the grounded push-up, go back to the wall, make sure you're maintaining good position. If you're looking for more of a challenge on the wall, you can either step your feet back away from the wall, or you can drop your hands down just below the chest. Keep the abs engaged, keep the glutes engaged to maintain that nice pelvic and trunk position.
Okay guys, welcome back. We are finishing off here with a core circuit. So we've got Joanna here to show you our first 3 exercises before we have a bit of a break. We're going to head into a bear hold, okay? So you're going to have your arms just under your shoulder, your wrists just under your shoulders, okay? You're going to have your toes on the ground and you're going to lift your knees just a little bit above the ground here. We really want to emphasize, we're going to go for 20 seconds here, but but we really want to emphasize a rounded back, okay? So really we're going to work on that hollow that we've been talking about. So we're getting rid of, we don't want the arch, okay? So we want to really round the back, lower back, upper back, engage that core, bring your belly button up to your spine, okay? And now from here, that's 20 seconds. We are now going to stay in this position and do shoulder taps from here, okay? So what you really want to do, you're going to do 6 each side. We want to limit the swaying, engaging the core, okay? Nice and strong, tapping each opposite shoulder. All right, so you can see here, there's very limited, we're just transferring weight. Okay, so once you've done that, we're going to head into Aquamans. Okay, so on your stomach, this is like a Superman, arms out, legs out, and you're going to lift opposite arm, down, opposite leg, or opposite arm, opposite leg, and we're switching. So we're doing 30 total, 15 each side. Okay, nice and slow, nice and controlled. All right, and we're really extending up as high as we can there. Good. So we're doing 30 total, 15 each side. That's it. Squeezing in the glutes too as we raise our leg up. That's it. Keep going, making sure our neck is in neutral. Okay? You're looking down. You're not looking up. Good job. All right, now we're going to have a little bit of a break. Okay guys, we are continuing on in our core circuit. So you're going to need to grab a weight if you have a dumbbell or a plate like Joanna has. If you don't have anything like that, grab laundry detergent, something that you can hold in one hand and that's heavier, okay? So we're going to do standing side bends, okay? You're going to keep a nice strong core so we're not arching our back. You're going to tuck it in. Okay, bringing your belly button close to into your spine, and you're going to just do a side bend. You're not rotating forward, you're not twisting, keeping that one arm holding the weight nice and strong. You're going to do 10 on the one side, and then you're going to switch to the other side. Okay, again, nice and strong. Engage that core. Okay, squeeze the glutes. So if you had a tail, tuck in that tail is what it would kind of seem like, okay? And just a straight sideways bend. Your shoulders are still square to the wall in front of you. Again, we're not rotating at all. And you're just doing a side bend, working on those side abs to bring it back up. All right, once you're done with that, place your weight aside, and we're gonna go into leg up, touch, crunch. Okay, so you're gonna lay down on your back, bring your legs straight up, and you're gonna just touch your toes. Reach up and touch your toes. We're gonna do 20 of these. Okay, see how high you can crunch up. Want your neck in neutral. Push your lower back into the floor and getting your shoulders off the ground. Okay, let's engage that core. So again, bring your belly button down into your spine and crunching up. All right, we're going to do 20 of these. That's it. And now we're going to end with back hyperextension with a twist, okay? So we're going to lay now on our stomachs. All right, our hands behind our head, just nice and gently. We're not putting any pressure on our head. We're going to lift up and twist. Okay, up and twist. You're going to do 10 on each side. All right, squeeze the glutes. And let's see, we can reach up high and get a twist in there, raise the elbows up, Again, not putting any pressure onto your neck, onto your head. Your arms are just gently there in that position. Okay, we're going to go 10 on each side. Good job. And now we're going to take another little break of some water. All right, so we are finishing off our core circuit, which is 2 more exercises. Hang in there with us, guys. We're almost done for the day. Okay, so we're going to position ourselves on our backs. We're going to do some bicycles, okay? But we're going to hold in your bicycle position for 5 seconds before you switch to the other side. We're going to do 10 total, so 5 of each. All right, you want to have opposite elbow reach your other leg, your opposite leg, while the other one is extended straight out, okay? We want to maintain a flat back, okay? So making sure that there is no space underneath our lower back. We're pulling in, again, our belly button into our spine. Our shoulder is above the ground, okay? And we're just going opposite elbow to opposite knee. And do a little twist there. Nice. Once you're done 10 total, we're going to head to our side. We're going to do side plank dips. Okay, so we're going to head into our side plank position on our forearm there. And we're going to do some dips. So we're going to do 10 on each side. Okay, making sure that our elbow is in line with our shoulder. Okay, that our shoulders are stacked. So we're not rotating. Our hips are stacked. We're not rotating in or out. And we're just going to a little tap on the floor and back up. So we're not resting on the floor when we dip. It's just a little tap and then back up. All right, so once we're done 10 on that side, we're going to switch to the other. Now for this one, Joe's going to show you a progression from that one. So if that was too easy, you're going to go up on your hand, okay? Again, wrist stacked under your shoulder. Your shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, and you're going to do the same hip dip. There. Good work. You're going to do 10. If you need to bring that top leg forward for a bit of stability, you can do that too, or just on top of your other foot is fine. Awesome. We are finished with our core circuit. Good job today, guys.